Matt Shields, but Robin Keston didn't fall for it. And Shields is pulling everything out of the arsenal here to try and get the others to bite on his rope. Matt Shields he has shown a propensity to be able to...
Can he slow play this? He can't really, can he?
50.
As he's 50.
50 total.
The blinds have gone up, so he's 50 to buy 30. Oh, on the same hand.
All in.
All in, call, or perhaps not. Who knows? I think he's probably got to.
Yeah, I don't think this is much of a raise at all.
Fold.
Although Shields is giving it a bit of a dwell up. He wants to know how much it is, and that's fair.
40, 50, 55,000 more.
Well, there's flush potential out there.
Call.
Nobody's dominating anybody in the suit department.
This is officially, I think, the cruelest way a person can get knocked out of a tournament. Same hand and 4 of a suit on board. All suits are represented here, but unless 4 of one come, and free roll advantage goes to Keston.
You're free rolling. Wouldn't surprise me, would it?
Oh, he is.
Oh, this is hard. Any diamond to Robin Keston has doubled through in a most unlikely fashion.
Queen of Hearts. Oh, Queen of Spades. That'll do.
Now you've got to carve all that up, isn't it?
Well, that won't have done Matt's heart rate any good at all there.
I like my draw.
Yeah.
Is that a bead of sweat I see on his forehead?
If you didn't guess.
No, it's painful, isn't it? It's painful.
I knew that was going to happen to one of us.
It's painful. Well, actually, I didn't think it was going to happen, but it's painful.
There's a lot of ways to lose a poker tournament. That would be no fun.
I did that to somebody in Ireland once called Norman.
Oh no. Stormin' Norman, was it?
Stormin' Norman.
Matt Shields still on top, over half the chips in play. And Paul Merle, Robin Keston, child's play, fighting over scraps at the bottom. Back to the drawing board here for Keston.
Another good hand. Is it worth all in or is it worth a raise? It's not far short of worth an all in, really. Might as well.
All in.
Raised, all in. Fold.
Not much movement there.
Fold.
Is there 10 and 20,000 are the blinds, and Robin Keston only had about 115. He's pretty much do or die. It sort of becomes like, you know, it's tough making that leap, putting your chips across the line. I mean, with practice, I guess it becomes easier, but it's must always feel like just sort of jumping over the cliff without getting to look out below. It's
cool.
Call.
We haven't
Paul
seen
Morrell
that.
calls with the King 10. Called with King 10 before. Is that a trap?
I don't know.
I don't know if it's a trap or just a call.
It's-
I suppose it's a very good hand to have, really, with just...
Fold.
But if somebody has an ace, perhaps you can get away with it. Get away from it, rather. And Queen 9, here's a couple of interesting matchups.
I mean, if Paul Merle had gone all in, you would assume that he would have won this pot. And now...
You would assume he would have won this pot.
Now he may trap Robin for his chips.
20,000.
Does he call?
Call.
Yes, he calls.
It may have set the alarm bells off in Robin Keston's head. Queen or 9 is what he's looking for. Will he bet if nothing comes?
Oh, that's a monster. Now what do you do?
Oh, baby. He's
Another little
thinking-
bet?
I tell you what.
Another little bet. Oh, not too big.
40,000.
He's scared to open his mouth. He thinks he might sing.
All in.
Cool.
All in.
Had to
Call.
really, didn't he?
Yeah. I've still got gut
And he
shot.
knew he had 2 pair and a gut shot. it's all going over the line now.
Keston has gotten Merle all in, or vice versa. There's not much between them.
A jack would be helpful for Murrell.
Had to be a jack, king, or 10. They'll count him down. Merle might be out.
Lovely.
And Steve, he's played such a great game, Paul Merle. Was it...
Just unfortunately cruel. Perhaps you could argue that he should have raised before the flop. I mean, you know, but that's only in hindsight and only sitting here talking, really.
Yeah, and if the queen or 9 hadn't come, he was liable to win a big one, I guess.
Cheers, thanks, Marty. Yeah, cheers, mate.
Also possibly could have raised after the flop. You know, all these decisions come into play, but really overall, he played a great game of poker. Unfortunately, he's out the door.
The money in on the turn. By that time, Paul Merle, 2 kings, but Robin Keston, sneaky with the 2 pair, and it held up. Queens over 9s.
Paul, is it true you've only been playing poker 18 months?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Where have you gotten all this experience from?
Probably playing 10 hours a day.
How did you feel about that game? Do you regret the last hand? I mean,
we're short-handed. I've hit top pair. Maybe I should push all in on the flop to protect it. But then when the queen comes, I've still got outs. I thought he had 2 pair, but I know I've still got a gut shot plus any king plus any 10. So I've got another sort of 9 cards still or something like that. So
it is what it is. Any thoughts on who's going to come out on top between Robin and Matt?
I couldn't honestly tell you. I think it's a coin flip now. I think they're both playing well, and I think it'll just be one of those all-in scenarios again, the 7s against an ace-jack or something.
Those hands, and by the grace of God, Matt Shields needs but to seal the deal. But he has to twirl a little Robin Keston first, who in his own mind has some work to do.
No one to play with? There's always PartyPoker.com.
And that's pretty much as bitter a pill as you can swallow, even Steven.
Isn't that just about level?
It does. But no matter which way you slice it.
Well, for all of the ups and downs that have happened, both players now have an equal footing to try
Check. No raise.
and leave us some advantage. Matt Shields with a decent looking hand there. If he knew how far he was ahead, he may have been tempted to raise. Not so far ahead now in one respect is that Keston's on a big draw.
50,000.
Whether he'd be tempted to put any money in after that sizable bet is another matter.
Yeah, an all-in would certainly win it here. But does Robin know that? Wow,
All in.
nice move. And very tough for Matt Shields to call here.
Well, he's got some gambling in him as he Keston there. That's a superb move. Certainly forces the issue. If Shields had top pair, perhaps he wouldn't hesitate.
230,000.
He can't really get involved at all.
That was the first move of that fashion that Robin Keston has made. We saw him move on a flush draw against Joe Gresh oh so long ago. But this had much more of an air of finality to it, didn't it? He could have gotten himself in terrible trouble.
Yes, he could have, but he didn't. And if he gets that flavour of betting going, perhaps he can put the scare tactics on Matt Shields. All depends on the cards, though, of course.
Yeah, it doesn't take much to separate in head-up play. And that little move with a 5 high was quite spectacular, really.
Fold.
Matt has not gotten really any good hands since they've gotten head up. I think Robin has won every pot.